Hello there! Happy Thanksgiving, everybody who's watching this when it's gonna be on the channel. It's like shiny up there. That's not a good thing. Uh, uh, yeah. So I'm actually recording this the second week of. What's today's date? Hold on. Look at my Strange Nights calendar here. Today is the 11th. First day of the second week of November. I'm doing that because I'm going to get started on pre-recording for December. So I want to get this done. This came out in 2023, but I did not watch it when it came out towards the end of that year, beginning of this year when it came out. I did not review it for Halloween this year because I wanted to save it for now. So this is a feature film adaptation of a trailer from the Grindhouse double feature. You don't know, back in 2007, they released a Grindhouse double feature with Planet Terror and what is it? Death Proof. That's right, Death Proof and Planet Terror. During the intermission between the films, there were trailers. All except for one of which have been made into a feature film. You have Machete, Hobo with a Shotgun, and now this one. The only one that hasn't been made is Werewolf Women of the SS. And even then, I think they kind of put them into that weird animated movie that Rob Zombie did. El Chupacabro, or whatever the hell his name was. El Fantasma, I don't know what it's called, but whatever. El Grosso, no, that's TNA Impact video game. Anyway, so Eli Roth took 16 years, to get this into an actual film. So, I watched this, got really close there a second, not having seen the trailer. I did watch the Grindhouse trailer after this. I watched it because I should actually watch that. And, well, there are some differences, but they do kind of echo some of the things, such as the kill of the guy dressed as a turkey. The cheerleader kill is very similar. Not exactly. A few things are different. I don't remember. There's only a couple that I don't remember. There's someone who is baked into a thing, but not the way that it's shown in that trailer. I don't remember some old lady getting. Oh, I guess that could be the first kill in this. Could be that one. She's shown as an old lady in the trailer, and she's a bit younger, 40s maybe 50s. Who knows? This looked like she was in her 60s, 70s. She had white hair. And I don't remember any guys getting decapitated when the girlfriend is going down on them. Although I might have missed that one. I don't remember that one. That was Eli Roth and Jordan Ladd in that thing with in the trailer. Eli Roth got some hairy ass legs, let me tell you. Although I will say, if your leg hair is darker, it does show more. Like my brother has darker hair, and so he comments how hairy I am, but if my hair was darker, it'd be much more noticeable than, because like right now you can't really see, but if I get closer. See? I'm a hairy man. What can I say? Yeah. But, so overall thoughts, I enjoyed this for what it was. I'm not a big fan of Eli Roth. I'm a moderate fan. I like Cabin Fever. I like the first Hostel fine. And I really enjoyed the Death Wish remake that he did. Am I missing any of them that I like? Not a fan of Knock Knock. No, I feel like that movie is way too hateful towards Keanu Reeves, whose character literally only did one thing wrong, and even then, he was forced into it. And they make him seem like the perpetrator, like he's the big bad guy and all this because he did this. But his little rant at the end of that movie, he's completely right. They forced themselves on him. I don't care for that movie. No, the more I watch that movie, the more I don't like it. Hostel 2 is fine as well. I feel like there's one more movie that I'm missing. Cabin Fever, Hostel 2, Knock Knock. What am I missing here? I haven't seen The Green Inferno. I haven't seen The House with a Clock in Its Walls. I haven't watched Borderlands. I didn't even know he directed that. But one of the big problems with Eli Roth, much like with Rob Zombie, but to a different degree, is the dialogue. 8 minutes into this movie, I was losing my mind because every other word was fuck, shit, or cock. Literally, there's one sentence where someone goes, fuck you, suck my cock. I'm just like, nobody talks like that. Speaking of nobody talks like that, this movie takes place in Massachusetts. Plymouth, Massachusetts. Right? Despite the fact that no, I'm thinking of Jamestown. Never mind. Massachusetts. So naturally, everybody has to have an over-the-top Boston accent. So a lot of the people in this movie sound like Mark Wahlberg. Literally, what are you doing? We gotta get out of here. We can't stay here anymore. You gotta tell me what's going on. You gotta let me know so I can help you. It's like Mark Wahlberg is everybody in this movie, at least all the men anyway. I'm just like, what is this? Even Patrick Dempsey, who delivers a great performance, comes off as a ripoff of Mark Wahlberg. I'm trying to help you here. You gotta let me know what's going on. You gotta tell me everything. I'm just like, why do they all sound like Mark Wahlberg? Not everybody sounds like that. Not everybody from Boston sounds like that. Durant Cinema, he's from Boston. And the only time he sounds like that is when he's imitating Mark Wahlberg. Not everyone from Massachusetts sounds like that. I'm just saying. The inciting incident that starts this film, that kicks off everything, really, is one of the most infuriating things. Because I get what he was trying to do, but it comes off as all these people. So what it is that it's a Black Friday sale, and there's this place called Right Mart, and our main character, Jessica's dad, owns it. So she sneaks her and her friends in the back way, and all these people are waiting to get in. You got the sheriff, you got the owner. You got the sheriff, you got this other guy there, Mitch, who played by Ty Olsson, who was Benny in Supernatural. We'll talk about Mitch later, and then and Gina Gershon is there, and then these people outside see that Jess and her friends have snuck in, and they're freaking out, and they literally break down the door, killing one of the security guards, and end up trampling over Gina Gershon, and just going all over the place, and it's just like, this would never fucking happen. This would never happen. There's no way that stores, because the way they get in is that the door, the glass door, breaks and then falls on top of the security guard, killing him. And I'm just like, no stores would have doors that weak that a entire group of people could do that. They make it, Eli Roth's movies, his main characters are always unlikable. See Cabin Fever and Hostel, they're always douche nozzles that go around, saying stupid things. I'll give it to him. The R word was not said once in this movie, which is weird because it was Hostel. It's like every other word. But, maybe he's learned better dialogue that way, although not by much. Rob Zombie still has the worst dialogue in movies ever, by the way. But this is the inciting incident. Something happens. Yeah, and then a year passes. By the way, this movie rips off another movie. I didn't mean to do a William Shatner impression, but let me ask if this sounds familiar. Main character girl has a boyfriend. Incident happens. Something happens to boyfriend, he goes away. There is other guy who likes girl. Boyfriend comes back, girl's with other guy. people start getting killed one by one. And both boyfriend and ex-boyfriend are blaming each other. What does that sound like? If you said the My Bloody Valentine remake, ding ding fucking ding. That is literally the plot of the remake. Somewhat the original, but I don't think Axel went away. Or, not Axel. TJ. I don't think, did TJ leave? Did it say he left? Maybe he did. He did. I remember now. He did. And it was 1 year, where in the remake it was 10 years. So this was more like the original, only, I don't think we see much of him leaving and coming back. We're here, where in the remake we do, and here as well we see that too. So you're automatically supposed to think, oh, it's one of those two. Or it's this Mitch guy who, apart from the opening scenes, never shows up again, despite being suspect number fucking 1. And I even tried to look it up. He's nowhere after this opening thing, as far as I could tell. And they even say, well, what about Mitch? It was his wife that died. Yes, he should be suspect number 1. And nobody goes to look for him. Only thing I can think of is I missed something. Maybe I did. I don't know. But the first victim in this killing spree is the woman who started the riot. Pretty fitting, to be honest. But, yeah. And again, this also coincides with Bobby, the boyfriend, Jessica's boyfriend, coming back. The cast, there are some well-known, but there's a lot of unknowns in this. To point out the well-known, you got Patrick Dempsey as the sheriff. And you got the one guy, is it Rick Hoffman is the actor's name? You don't know the actor's name. He's that guy, kind of balding, got a face you want to punch. He plays a prick in every single show or movie he's in, including this one, by the way. But he's the main character's dad. He's still a prick. Gina Gershon, like I said in the opening. Ty Olsson, who is Mitch, who was only in the opening. Despite Jordan Ladd being in that trailer, she's not here. Eli Roth doesn't even put himself in a cameo on this one. As far as I could tell. And then there's Milo Manheim. Exceptional Zed from the Zombies movies. Yes, he's in this. He's Ryan, the aforementioned guy who likes girl and is now new boyfriend guy. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, it first starts off with somebody writing Fight Mart. They're supposed to have this commercial shoot or something at this place, this historical home, but someone writes Fight Mart in big red letters on the thing, and they're like, on a chalkboard or something, like, oh, let's cancel it. I'm like, just wipe it off. Okay, you gotta cancel it. Fine. And then, like I said, the lady who started this, who I believe is supposed to be like the woman in the trailer who gets killed, she's the first one that gets killed. There are some interesting kills in this, but there's a lot that just acts. This person is dressed like a John Carver, who I guess was the first pilgrim. Well, I forgot what he's supposed to be. I don't remember. But, yeah. There's a scene in which the sheriff gets a new deputy, and he puts on the mask and goes, oh, that's perfect. And I'm like, is he supposed to be a red herring? Yes and no. I found out that's the guy who played the John Carver killer in the trailer. In the Grindhouse trailer. So that was a nod to that. Yeah. And I guess he might be a suspect, but he doesn't do anything in this movie to even warrant that. Neither of the other two suspects, to be honest. They get in a fight at one point. Yeah. Like I said, you got Ryan, played by Milo Manheim. Beginning of this movie, he's very much Axel, the unrequited lover, where he has a crush on this girl but is not getting, Although he's a better written character than Axel, he's not immediately hateable like Axel at least in the remake. In the original, he was somewhat likable, but you got this whole thing about, you know, that he this underlined, you know. But I guess more the remake was more, he was more unlikable. He was even cheating on her. Here they don't do that. He's with her 100%. Although I was questioning if they were together or if he was just still trying to get with her, but they are together. Bobby comes back to town, coinciding with the murders. Killer timed that right. How did he know? How did they know? Like John Carver, but who said is a guy? I don't know. How did the killer know? Smart, I guess. I don't know. Notable kills. There's one with a trampoline where a woman is jumping on it. It's notable because this was in a trailer, but it was very different in the trailer. I don't think they could get away with it here. I'm surprised they got away with it in a trailer that was in, and it was in an actual movie, and you could tell because of the content that wouldn't have been in a regular trailer. But here in this, she's jumping on a trampoline and stripping. Her boyfriend's watching, and he gets his head split around 180, and she's jumping, and then she gets stabbed in the foot, and then in the gut, and dies. But in the trailer, they go a little bit further. Boyfriend is just grabbed, but she's jumping on a trampoline. She takes her top off so we can see the bouncing titties. And then the killer sticks the knife through the trampoline, and she does the splits and lands on the knife. Yeah, the knife goes up per meow. Yep. And they got away with that. Stuff that, yeah. And like I said, there's also the scene where the Jordan Ladd is going down on Eli Roth and he gets his head chopped off. Those were things that could make something, you know, well, at least that first one. But I don't remember the going down in one in this, unless Jock guy gets killed that way. I don't know. He could be. I don't know. But in the trailer, it made it seem like Jordan Ladd was the final girl, and her name was Jordan, I think. So, yeah. And there was Bobby, but he was played by Jay Hernandez, and Bobby was killed in that, where he's not killed here. So, yeah. Stepmom gets cooked like the turkey in the trailer. Yeah, she gets roasted and toasted. Although I was confused. This guy's like putting, what would you call that? Basting her with the brush, brushing her down with whatever, and like salting her, put like a little plant in her foot or something, and then she tries to get away but ends up in an oven and she gets cooked. I don't know. There's even a scene that mocks Happy Birthday to Me where he's got a whole freaking Thanksgiving feast with the dead people and her. And it just like, yeah. Which I think was also sort of in the trailer, but it was, you know, and you got the dad there and everything. Dad gets away scot-free, which, yeah, I guess, you know, it was kind of his fault. At one point, he does say he's going to shut the store down this year. He's not going to deal with it gets too much. But, yeah. But, so you're supposed to believe that it's either Bobby or Ryan. Ryan disappears from the movie entirely after a certain point. There's as far as I could tell, the scene where he and Bobby get into it in the parking lot, and they're both told that they're not allowed to show up for anything, is the last time we've seen Ryan until the end of the movie. And you're supposed to think, oh, we don't see him, he must be the killer. And then at one point, we see a John Carver. She gets out of this warehouse where she's at, and she finds the sheriff unconscious, been knocked out, and she sees a John Carver in there, and he takes the mask off, and it's Bobby. And I'm like, it can't be that cut and dry. That is way too predictable to be it. Like, what is this? Well, she goes in and tries to look around, but the sheriff wakes up, pulls her back, and says, "You get out. I'll deal with it." She's like, "It's Bobby. It's Bobby." And so you hear gunshots, and then the sheriff comes stumbling out, and he goes, "I fired a couple shots. I think I got him. I don't know." And yeah, and I guess that's it. Case closed. They go back to the sheriff's station, and they're kind of, oh, we gotta find him. We found a phone. It's still logged into the John Carver account because Sky's live streaming stuff. Because it's 2023, you gotta do that. Live streaming stuff. There's a John Carver account. Sure, that's how it works. I guess it does. And so yeah, but not so. I was like, okay, what's gonna happen here? Because this is way too cut and dry. It's gonna be revealed it's Ryan, right? He disappeared from the movie. It's gotta be him. Well, in a move I didn't see coming, and it was kind of an eye-rolling moment. I'm like, really? I'm like, first I was like, really? And then once they revealed the motivations, I'm like, really? That is... Well, it was like, really? And then they reveal a little bit, I'm like, really? And then they reveal more, and I'm like, really? We're doing this? So, it's revealed that the sheriff was behind it. Because she notices certain stuff on his feet that resembled the shoes resembled the stuff that John Carver chased her through in the woods earlier in the movie. Why he would be wearing the same boots as the serial killer as he was a sheriff makes no fucking sense to me. It's only there to out him, because it makes no sense he would wear the same boots. That would be a dead giveaway completely. If he's a pilgrim, shouldn't we be wearing the pilgrim shoes? I get it, he has to change in and out so he could be the sheriff at the same time this is happening, but she's been feeding him all this information. He's basically using it to kill all these people. Yeah. And you know why? So first, it's revealed that it's him. I'm like, really? And then it's revealed that he's doing this revenge because he was having an affair with Gina Gershon, and she was going to leave Mitch for him. Really? Oh, and she was pregnant. Really? We're doing this? That is one of the biggest cliches you could have done. Oh, I've seen it in so many shows and movies by now. It's like, oh, she was secretly carrying my love child, and now I'm getting revenge. I could have wrote that on a napkin and said, movie. I could have wrote that. That is so cliche, so overdone. How many times have you seen that? Oh, I'm getting revenge because I was with her and she was pregnant when she died, so I have to get revenge for my unborn child. I mean, literally, I can't really think of anything right now because I'm so frustrated, but like, you took my family. You took my family. Like, I'm trying to think. I know I've seen it before. That maybe not be as overused as I think it is, but I've seen it before. I know I have. I know it's been used before, but it's frustrating. And then the showdown is him chasing her through the Thanksgiving float warehouse. And she's pumping up this turkey float with a flammable gas of sorts. Maybe it's just gas. And then she fires a musket, which, by the way, was referenced earlier when they were trying to buy guns from this guy. He's like, hey, He's like, hey, have you ever used a gun before? And she's like, I fired a musket once. It didn't turn out well. Oh, yeah, those things that get you every time. I swear, they all sound like Mark Wahlberg. And so the payoff to that is that she uses a musket to blow him the fuck up. However, surprise, they couldn't find the body. And then they hint that he is dressed as one of the firemen. I went, no, because you're just stealing from the My Bloody Valentine remake again. Luckily, they didn't do the thing from the remake, because I would have lost my shit. But it is implied he's one of them. Although they didn't mention it in the remake. I'm just like, there's so much that's taken from that. Patrick Lussier should sue the guy. Should sue Eli Roth for this, because he basically ripped off plot points from that movie and threw it in here. I'm just saying, there's certain plot points. Oh, and while she's about to end this, here comes... Oh, yeah, by the way, Bobby saves her. That's what it was, because he's about to attack her, and Bobby shoots through the window, knocking him down. And then saves her, and then she blows him up with the musket. As Bobby gets knocked down, and then Bobby gets taken in the ambulance, and boyfriend shows up. So she doesn't even get back together with Bobby. She's still with Ryan, which is pretty fair, to be honest. But Ryan disappeared into jack shit. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm calling this now, I wouldn't be surprised if it was revealed that he was a second killer. And he's working hand in hand with the sheriff in the next one. Because he just disappears and doesn't do anything. I don't know why they don't have anything. I don't know. This was 2023. He wasn't doing anything else. Zombies 3 came out earlier that year, so he would have been done. He wouldn't be doing anything. I don't understand. It was weird to hear him say the F-bomb. I always say that. When you have Disney actors and rated R movies and they say F-bombs, it was weird to hear exceptionals that say the F-bomb. Yeah. But, yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. I'll give it a high middle of the road. It's on par with the other movies for me, where it's just like, it looks good. The gore is great. The dialogue is terrible. And these plot points are stolen from My Bloody Valentine 3D. Except the two people you're supposed to think are the killers don't do enough to warrant you thinking that they're killers. Outside of that fight they have where they accuse each other, he's like, oh, your buddy, the security guard, he died. My buddy? You mean Doug? Well, he was hooking me up with Addies, bro. 1, nobody calls Adderall that. 2, why? Adderalls are supposed to help you concentrate. He's like, oh, it makes me smarter. No, they help you concentrate. They don't, no. Okay. Eli Roth has never taken Adderall in his entire fucking life. He doesn't know. I've never taken it, and I know what it's supposed to do. I could. Because I had attention deficit, ADHD. So, for those of you wondering why I always look around and not right at the screen, I have ADHD. I can't focus on the screen. In my first couple of years, someone criticized, oh, you're terrible. You don't talk directly to the screen. You're looking everywhere else. I have ADHD. I literally can't look straight at the screen. It's easier for me to talk like this and look around. Sorry. It's easier for me to do this when I'm not looking straight at the screen. I'm sorry that I don't look right at you into your soul. Oh, and in case you're interested, there's a post-credit scene. It's just a blooper with Rick Hoffman where he's like, where he looks at, and then just smiles, and then he gives the middle finger. Why is that there? I don't know. Doesn't say anything else. But they say, well, we never found the sheriff's body. Ooh. And no surprise, there's a sequel greenlit for next year. I'm in. I'd like to see where this goes. Let's stop at 3, though. We don't need a whole franchise out of this. A nice trilogy would work. Because there's a lot of things where you could say, if it stayed a trilogy, I think it would be good. You know? I don't know what... I can't think of anything on the top of my head. Nightmare on Elm Street movies. And by trilogy, I mean, like, maybe end with 4. Because, to me, 2 is not in canon with the story. You got 1, 3, and 4. 5 is alright, but I feel like they're kind of jumping the shark with 5. Oh, it's in a baby's dreams. Oh. And then you got Freddy's Dead, where it's just like, we've now jumped the shark, and then now there's a whale we're going to jump over. A New Nightmare is good. And then the remake, we don't talk about that. I will when I revisit the series next year, but yeah, it's a high middle road for me. It works enough. I just feel like a few more tidying of the script, because like you're supposed to think these two guys, one of these two guys is the killer. They don't do enough to warrant that. Where it's like we have a big argument where we accuse each other. That's enough, and then they both kind of fuck off. I mean, they explain Bobby. They explained that the sheriff locked Bobby in a trunk and put him in the John Carver uniform to make it look like he was the killer. Fine. Where the hell was Ryan then? He just disappears for no reason because they didn't have anything for him to do. And Bobby stays alive and he gets nothing for it. He's like, oh, I'll call you from school. Really? Sure. So what are your thoughts on Thanksgiving? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty and happy Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. Thanksgiving.